91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Chrissi Poland with Shaky Man. Poland, of course, I have that right. Now let's say this: beautiful voice, beautiful singer, songwriter, multi instrumentalist, band leader, Chrissi Poland. We're going to be lucky enough to have her here in the Hudson Valley a week from Friday, which will be June 7th at the Falcon. She's bringing an all-star band with her, and let's get her on the line right now. Chrissi, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. I think you and I spoke a few years ago after we met at the Falcon when you were there with your Bluebird group.
We did. That's right. Oh, and that was such a wonderful time. I believe we had Will Lee with us on that show.
Yes, yeah, you did. It was so beautiful. So you have this amazing voice. You're having this amazing career. You're working with people like Michael Bolton. You've been regular with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame producer Nile Rodgers. I mean, your original songs have appeared on HBO, NBC, Bravo, Netflix, and my goodness, you were just on The Simpsons, darling.
Yes, that was such a trip. What an unexpected joy that was.
How did that come about?
It's such a funny story, Rita. It's one of those things where I've done a lot of very cool things in my career, but that's one thing that I never thought would have happened, and it came through this funny backwards sort of way, where a dear friend of mine who's a fabulous producer produced one of my albums, Waking Hour, was working with this comedian who's also a musician, but mostly a comedian named Kyle Gordon. And they reached out to me. They were doing a comedy album of parodies of different styles of songs. So they reached out to me and they said, we're parodying late 90s, early 2000s Euro dance music. Can you do maybe like a slight nondescript Eastern European accent? The lyrics are going to be sort of broken English, and it sort of parodies that style of music. And I said, sure, I think I can do that. So we put the whole track together. The song is hilarious, very well-written music. Kyle uploads a clip of the song to the internet. This was last August, and the thing went so crazy viral. It was like hundreds of millions of views within
What?
4 days.
Oh
It was
my.
crazy. It just really struck a chord, because anybody who knows that style of music, he just nailed the parody. And part of the parody is the artists of that time would put like a model in the video, like CNC Music Factory used to do this, lip syncing to the actual vocalist who recorded the track in the studio, which is exactly what he did. So he had this wonderful woman who's an actress, and she's like an Instagram influencer named Audrey. She was in the video lip syncing to my voice. The thing went crazy. We were all interviewed by like every major news outlet you can think of. It was in Rolling Stone, BBC News. It was crazy.
Wow.
And it just got so big that The Simpsons called and said, okay, well, we want to do a parody of this parody. That's how big the thing got.
Oh my goodness.
So
Wow.
yeah, we ended up retracking the song with lyrics that the writer of the Simpsons episode wrote, which was a parody of Kyle's parody. So I tracked that in my home studio, and it aired just a couple weeks ago.
Amazing. Amazing.
So
What an
funny.
experience. Oh my goodness.
It really was.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
crazy.
Oh my God. So much fun. I love it. And the fact that it just kind of organically happened is even better.
Yes, which is really how those things happen. You can't plan it. If something just strikes a chord with the ethos of the internet, it's going to do its thing.
Right, right, right. Let's step back in time a little bit. Tell me about your youth. You're from Massachusetts?
Yes, I'm originally from Massachusetts, about 40 minutes south of Boston. Grew up in a small town, did all the music and theater I could do, got myself to Berklee College of Music after that, and then packed my bags and ran to New York City as fast as I could.
Wow, wow, wow. And your career's kind of obviously taken off. Yeah, I mean, what was like after, okay, so you leave Berkeley, you're in New York. What was like your first job there?
So I went to New York, and I remember thinking, okay, I have to go into all of the clubs and make myself familiar to all the musicians who I want to work with, all the people I know that are doing great things. I need to get in their good graces and get their approval. So I would just go from the Blue Note to the Groove to the Cafe Wa, Village Underground, any place that was having an open mic, and I would just sit in and, on fire for it, just hungry for it. And I'd leave everything I had on the stage every time. And that's really how I started connecting with people and getting hired for gigs and studio session work. And then it just becomes, all of us have the same story who moved to New York to try to do music. You just start connecting with people, and then it's your connections and your work ethic and what you can bring to the table that just lead one thing to the next to the next.
Right, right. Yeah, no, and I guess that's how it is, and you have to get yourself out there somehow. And
Yes.
yeah, yeah, you do. And it's just, I mean, some of those people you've shared the stage with is just what? James Taylor on
Yeah.
like as his backup singer, or how?
Yes, that was one of the first jobs that I had coming back out of having my daughter. Actually, I had my
Oh,
daughter,
oh,
and then our dear friend Will Lee, who's one of the
yep.
greatest bass players and musicians of all time, called me up and said, "Hey, can you do this gig with us at Lincoln Center?" It was the benefit and tribute to Michael Brecker that Susan does every year. It's a beautiful event, and James was on it, so I got to sing vocals with him. And then
Oh,
we did Colbert, I think, the next night.
wow.
So a lot of things like that in the past 15 years I've been so fortunate to be able to come on board and sing with some of the most iconic people. A lot
Well,
of that has come out of being in the house band at Love Rocks,
yeah, yeah. And what a
which has
show
been
that is.
wonderful.
That's at the Beacon Theater every year. Yeah.
It is. It's incredible. The cause is incredible. It just gets more and more um, mammoth every year in the music and the money that the event is able to raise. It's really a beautiful experience all the way around.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch. I saw it. Where did I see? I saw it like afterwards or something like that. And
Yeah.
the caliber of music. I mean, Keith Richards was on stage last year for this thing.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah. Keith Richards and everyone in the house band is just A-list. Larry Campbell, who I know you've
Yes.
had on the show many times,
My
is in the
first
house with
guest
Steve's
ever.
dad.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best. And
Yeah.
Teresa, I love them so much. They're so incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that whole situation is just so vibrant on every level. I can't recommend it enough. If anyone can get to that show, get to it. It's worth the 4 hour long show. It really
Right.
is.
And it's March. It's always in March at the Beacon Theater in New York.
Exactly. It's
Right.
usually it's right within the first week or so of March, and it's always at the Beacon.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And does it get any more cool than Nile Rodgers?
I know, honest to God, it was such a dream to get the call from him to do a studio session. It was at his house in Westport.
And how
Um,
did he find
he's,
you? Like, how did he get your number? How does he find you?
it's one of those things where this has happened to me many, many times in my career where I sort of set my heart and my sights on someone or something that I want to do. And I sort of just break it down and go, okay, well, what do I need? What are the steps I need to take to make that dream into a goal, into a reality? And with Niall's somebody that I've loved since a kid through Chic, and then learning about all the music he did with Madonna, and it just on and on and on and on. And when his autobiography came out, I went crazy. I read it like 3 times. He's such an enlightened human being too. He's
Mm-hmm.
on a whole different frequency, the way he vibrates and operates, which is why so much can flow through him. And I just so badly wanted to commune with him and work with him through music. So I had friends that worked with him and said, if there's ever a chance where you guys need anybody else, I would always say something like that. Or if he's ever looking for a vocalist, I'm here. I would just kind of put it out there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Every once in a while, even on Twitter, he was super active on Twitter, and I would, tweet a message back at him, never thinking anything would come of it. But I think through the work that I was doing and continuing to show up in various different situations as myself, as a solo artist and working with other people, the word did get back to him. A handful of people did tell him, oh, that you should hire this young woman for studio session singing or whatever. And it was through recommendations of people that I know that he just picked up the phone and called me
Wow.
and said,
Did you
can
believe
you
it
come
was
to my
him?
house?
Like, did he call you and say, "Hey, Chrissy, this is Nile Rodgers"? Did you believe it was
I,
him?
I did, because no one sounds like him. I knew it was him. I knew it. And I felt like it was like that thing where you decide you want to try to manifest something. I knew it. As
Hmm.
soon as he called, I'm like, okay, great, here we go. And he said, can you be at my house like in an hour?
Oh my
And I said, sure.
gosh. Wow. Wow.
Good thing
Wow.
I was in town.
Yeah, I was going to say, good thing that you were close enough and you were able to do it. What an experience. Wow.
Isn't it the
Amazing.
best? Sometimes I feel like I dreamed that. I went up there, we did the session. It was wonderful in his little studio right in the house. And then we sat in the kitchen and he made some food and we ate some food and we talked about music. I shared some music with him. He shared some music with me and we hung for like a couple of hours and then he dropped me off at the train and then that was it. And I just saw him. He was on the Rocks this past March. He was on the show
Uh-huh.
and he came in and he just let me give him this long hug and I got a little teary. I hadn't seen him
Oh.
in a long time. We just had the most lovely catch up. It was really just beautiful. He's such a beautiful human. I feel lucky that we all get to be alive when he's alive on the planet.
Oh, oh, nice. He sounds amazing. That's a great idea.
Really,
The autobiography. You just gave me a next book to read.
oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's so well done. And he's, of course, an amazing writer and storyteller.
Oh yeah, 100%. You are now touring when he tours, Grammy-winning singer Michael Bolton as his duet partner.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, and
that's been wonderful.
I mean, all over the world you're going.
We have gone, yes, all over the world. It's been so great. And again, just a funny story of like my past kind of meeting my present. And I have so many musician friends who have stories like this too, where it's like, I clearly remember as a kid when he was hitting on the radio in the 90s and those songs were everywhere. And I can remember watching his music video for Back on My Feet Again, which is a beautiful power ballad that Diane Warren had written with him. Um, and then all these years later, I'm standing on stage with him, and when we're looking into each other's eyes, singing those same exact songs.
You must pinch
And
yourself.
it's never lost on me what how special that is. It's really profound and beautiful thing to experience.
Yeah. Oh, I have zero doubt of that. Amazing. Tell me about your songwriting. When did you start writing songs?
I started writing songs around my grandmother's piano, probably, I'd walk up to it 5, 6, 7 years old and just plunk things out, make up little melodies and come up with little, verses, whatever was going through my head at that time. But by the time I was 16 or 17, I was assembling chords and coming up with melodies and lyric ideas. Then when I went to Berkeley and I was really surrounded by 360 music everywhere between other musicians and songwriters and classes and everything, learning about chord structures and harmony and all the piano proficiency classes I started taking. Everything started coming together very quickly. And then I started writing a lot around
Hmm.
18, 19, 20,
Hmm.
and sort of took off from there.
Yeah. And you have how many solo releases? 4?
I have four four albums, an EP, a slew of singles, like 5 or 6 singles, and then we have our 2 Bluebirds of Paradise records that I made with Ari Hest,
Yes.
um, which is another side project that we love and we're hoping to do more of in the future. We just played a show together in Teaneck a couple of weeks ago, and it was so nice to just sit and play that music together. We hadn't done it in a while.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's where I saw you guys was at the Falcon, and your
That's
voices
right.
blend beautifully together.
Oh, thank you. That's how we came together,
Y-
singing.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And now you have a beautiful daughter.
We do, and she is a musician. It just oozes out of her. It's hilarious. We just observe her. We've always had music on in the house, and we play all the time, and there's instruments everywhere. But it just pours out of her songs, and she's doing shows and playing instruments and playing rhythm on everything. We're
But
like,
wait a
oh
minute,
man,
how
here we
old is
go.
she?
5.
Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my God. She's going to be a hit in the school music program when she's
Oh, totally.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God. How much fun and so much joy. Well, it's in her blood, both mommy and daddy. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. The congratulations
Yeah.
on that. That's lovely.
Thank you.
Next
Thank you.
next week you have a couple of pretty wonderful shows coming up, starting in Boston on June 5th, and then up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at Jimmy's on June 6th, and then our way here in the beautiful Hudson Valley at the Falcon on June 7th. You To say that it's a world-class band that you're bringing with you is an understatement. Tell us about this
Yes.
project.
I agree. These guys are the greatest. So this project is, I've kind of been in my solo music in recent years. I've kind of been living more in the jazz world, and the term jazz is quite broad, as you know. It can be many, many things, from straight ahead swinging jazz to jazz that pulls more from R&B and soul and roots. So it's kind of many of those things combined. We are doing a little bit of straight ahead stuff. We're doing some of my original music that is, pretty jazzy, because that's kind of the way that I write. Just chord structurally, I will tend to lean into a lot of major sevens and nines and minor nines and flat 13s and all those things that, I just feel so tasty and yummy to me in music. And then reimaginations of songs that I love, um, arranged and kind of reharmonized to fit under this umbrella of a jazz type show that we'll be doing. The arrangements are done by my dear friend and piano player, Stu Mindeman. Stu comes from Chicago. We've known each other for 7 or 8 years now and have worked on several projects together. He's often out with Dave Weckl and Kurt Elling. I've got the great James Genus on bass, who is a New York icon.
Oh
You
my
see him
God.
every Saturday,
Yes,
Saturday Night
right
Live
right up
bunch.
front. You see him right up front there, sitting there with a smile on
Yes.
his face all the
The
time. Yes.
greatest smile, the greatest player. Yes, he's just off the road with Herbie Hancock, so
Yep.
I'm very lucky that I'm right in the window before he goes back out with Herbie again.
Man, he is
Um,
he's like an unbelievable bass player. I've had
oh yeah,
Sean Pelton on my show before, and
yes,
oh my God, another great SNL musician. I
yes,
mean, what a band. But yeah,
totally, so incredible.
right, right.
Yeah, so we'll have James. Very fortunate to have him, and then my dear old buddy Josh Dion, and we go way back. We have done so many different iterations of projects together in recent years. Josh has developed his project Paris Monster. We just got off the road with John Schofield. But we're good friends from like the meeting at the bitter end when we're 21 years old, figuring
Wow.
out
Wow.
New York and
Wow.
all of this stuff. Yeah, so I'm thrilled that we're coming together for these shows. I think they're going to be really, really special.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And so excited to have you at the Falcon here. And again, June 5th in Boston and June 6th in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at Jimmy's, and then the Falcon in Marlborough on June 7th. The nice thing about the Falcon is you never need a ticket there. So everything's done by donation,
Yes.
but you do need a reservation. So that's live at thefalcon.com. Really easy to make a reservation to see you with your all star band, the Chrissi Poland band. Man, it sounds amazing. I'm really excited to see you guys next weekend. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you. We're
Yeah.
thrilled that we're coming back to the Hudson Valley. And I love the Falcon so much. It's such a special venue for artists and everybody who plays there knows that. So we're psyched to be back there.
I think out of the literally hundreds of shows that I've seen there, anytime an artist, musician has been on stage and has talked about what the Falcon means, it's really heartwarming because they all say the same thing. Like they play all over the world, but there aren't many
Yeah.
places that are like this,
Yep.
And
It's very true.
yeah, it's just a real special place. So we're excited to have you back there. And yeah, what else are you working on now, Chrissy? That any more Simpsons? What else are you doing?
Yeah, so no, not that I know of, not as of right now. You never know what the future holds with that. But excited to do this little tour, and then I'm going to be right into we're actually right back to writing mode, putting all of the pieces together to start what I think is going to be a new album. At first we thought, oh, maybe this is going to be an EP, and now we're thinking it might be an album. So the recording process will most likely start in July.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. And when I'm in a recording and writing head, everything else needs to kind of stop. I'll continue to do studio sessions because I've got the studio here at home. So I do a lot of studio work for other people and some for, myself, whatever little demos I might be putting together, but not too much on the road again, probably until the fall. So we can really focus on, all of the bits that have to come together for the recording process, which can be daunting, but I have to make space for it because otherwise it never gets done if we're just out on the road.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does. And it's nice to have a chunk of time to just devote to the one thing because it's a big thing to do that, So, yeah, wow. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So new songs coming up. Do you ever put older songs on newer albums also? Some artists do that because they do it in a different version or something.
Yes, I have done that. I've done it once. I have a song of mine that's always been very dear to my heart. It's called Angel Weep for Me, and I re-recorded that on my album Waking Hour. And there may be some things, there have been older things that I've been listening to and perhaps bringing forward into a new project with some tweaks and maybe a little bit of different iterations. But yes, I do like doing that because you do evolve, and you may write something and then 8 or 10 years later you may say like, oh, I could really improve on that, and I can produce that better now with what I know now. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, and some of the songs that I'll be playing after our conversation here, you've got some Nina Simone coming up. And Aretha, of course. Tell me what you were listening to as you were coming up into your teenage years, thinking like, I'm going to do this as a career. Was there any other, besides who you were listening to, any other career choices if Berkeley wasn't it?
As a kid, I would listen to, there was a stack of records in my parents' basement, and I would dig through that and found a bunch of Barbra Streisand records, young. Yep. And that blew my head wide open because what I heard in her and what still resonates with me so deeply is the technical ability and the nuance of the performance. It's so special what she could do with her voice, and that is what I always have strived and continue to strive to do. So honest to God, like as a kid growing up, as a teenager in the late 90s, I'm like listening to Barbra Streisand records, and my friends were like, okay, weirdo.
Yeah.
And but it's what resonated with me. And then what was on the radio at that time, there were a lot of these vocalists. Michael Bolton was one of them, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion. And that resonated with me. I wasn't super exposed to a lot of other stuff, except I was exposed deeply to, and they've both had very profound effects on me, the Beatles and Billy Joel. Mm-hmm. So that music from a songwriting perspective has always influenced me. It still influences me. And, as I grew up into my teenage years and was fast track on, I can't wait to just dive into music and then get to New York. There was no other possibility for me in my head. This was like a burning burning drive that has not subsided at all. I
Love that.
still feel like I'm just getting started. I have so
Oh.
much more to do. Like, I'm just so psyched to be on this journey. It's not ever going to go away for me. So there was no other option for me except this.
Except this. Yeah. Oh, that's really wonderful to hear. I love people that are so passionate about their careers, even after they've been in it for a little bit, you know? Is there
Yeah.
a country that you want to play in that you haven't been in yet?
Oh my goodness. Let me think. I have been so lucky to travel to a lot of places in this world, but I haven't played any shows or been in New Zealand yet. That would be a dream. I was close. I did Australia several times, but not New Zealand. There is Switzerland. That's at the top of my list.
Really? Not been to Switzerland, but all over Europe. Wow.
Yes, all over Europe. I've been around it. I was in Italy. We had it last summer. I had a day off and I almost got on a train just to go, but it would have been like an 8-hour train trip and I had to be on a plane the next day. So I didn't do it. So I really, and there's some wonderful jazz festivals there and stuff. So I definitely have my sights set on that. That's very top of my list for sure.
Oh, that's wonderful. You got to talk to Michael and say, yo, Michael.
I know.
Right?
Of course.
Don't you think Switzerland is in our horizon? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Wow. Well, listen, we look forward to listening to your new album. Please send it to me when you get it and it's out.
Yes,
and,
I
look
will.
forward to your show at the Falcon next Friday. That's June 7th, live at thefalcon.com. And more importantly, your website, ChrissiPoland.com. You're also on social media. It's always a great way to connect with people. And so Instagram, you do Twitter, I assume? Or
Yep,
X?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I know. Is it X? Are we going with X now?
I don't
still call it
know.
Twitter.
I've removed myself from it. So I do Instagram and Facebook, but most people do X also.
Yeah.
So yeah. And you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, YouTube channel. There'll be more coming on that. I'll be making some more videos over the summer that kind of coincide with the new music we'll be working on. And also I'm very thrilled to be I'll be back in New York on June 16th to be part of City Winery's Bob Dylan Blood on the Tracks show.
Oh,
so I'll be on that.
Who's the musical director for that?
That's going to be, it's being put on by Theater Within, Joe Raiola, Theater Within, and Music Without Borders. Steve Lurie is producing it.
Nice.
And it'll be Jim Boggia is going to be on it, Rich Pagano.
Yeah, he's
Willie
great.
Nile. James Maddox will be on it. It's going to be really fun.
Oh my God, what a great crew! Almost all of them have been on the show. They're so fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
What a wonderful bunch of people. So, but in the meantime, enjoy your stint next week, your 3 nights, and the drive and the hang, and the whole stuff that goes with it. So
yes, yeah, we can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to play a few of your tracks. Tell me about Destination Home. It's the title track that I'm going to be playing in a little bit.
Yeah, so Destination Home, I wrote that song for my daughter. Touring and traveling around the world and playing music was always my deepest burning desire and passion. And I still love it so much, but it takes on a whole new meaning for me now that I have this beautiful little girl at home. And when I have to go away, leaving her, it's so bittersweet now, and it never was like that. So I wrote this song sort of about that feeling of when I have to go away, what it really feels like now compared to what it used to feel like before I had her. And it's still all very beautiful. And you just figure it out as you go, but that's for my daughter.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, well, we'll definitely be playing that. Right now I have queued up Feeling Good by the legendary Nina Simone, so we'll play that. But thank you for explaining that to us, and look forward to seeing you next week, your new music, and continue doing this beautiful thing of music. And, it's a wonderful thing to see people doing exactly what they love to be doing. So I'm so happy for you, Chrissi, and thank you for being on the show today and taking the time to do so. And go enjoy your daughter now. Go have some fun.
Thank you so much, Rita. Thanks for making the time for me, and I can't wait to see you in person.
Okay. Safe travels. Take care, Chrissi. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. ChrissiPoland.com. And she'll be at the Falcon next Friday night, June 7th, live at thefalcon.com to see an all-star lineup. But now, let's take a listen to some music here by the one and only Chrissi Poland. What a voice. 91.3 WVKR.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun up in the sky, high, high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Oh, fish in the sea, you know how I feel. I don't want nobody always sitting around me and my man. Said I don't want nobody always sitting right there looking at me and my man. Be it my mother, my brother, my sister. Would you believe? Get up, put on some clothes, go out, help you find someone to dissolve that pain. Yes, I will. Now I don't mind company, no. 'Cause company's alright with me every once in a while. Yes. Yeah, yeah. I tell you I don't mind company, 'cause company's alright with me every once in a while. But oh, when me and that man get to loving, I tell you, girl, I dig you, but I don't have time to sit and we do. They call my name, I take the stage. Applause, it's like a calming wave. The spotlight holds me just like I hold you. But when we are apart, days are twice as long. Colors seem to pale. The wine don't taste as strong. And all my traveling friends, they can't wait to hit the road. I used to be like them. Now all I want is destination home. Distance is no friend of mine. Makes me feel I'm losing time with you. Blue above, white below. Off again, it's time to go. Breathing easy, knowing where I'm headed. We cut up through the cumulus. I wonder if I'm through with this. For only you could make me wanna let it go. 'Cause when we are apart, days are twice as long. Colors seem to pale. Wine don't taste as strong. And all my traveling friends, I know they can't wait to hit the road. I used to be like that. Now all I want is destination home. I used to be like that. Now all I want is destination home. Home, home, home. Home, home, home. Home, home, home. Used to be like home, home, home. Home, home, home. Home, home, home.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York, Destination Home, title track from Chrissi Poland's album from about 2 years ago. It's a song that she had written for her daughter, her 5-year-old daughter. How sweet. Thank you to Chrissi for being the guest here during the 5 o'clock hour. If you missed that conversation or want to hear it again, you can always check out the YouTube channel. It'll be uploaded on there tonight. Again, LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR. Just subscribe and give a follow on the Facebook page by the same name, and then you'll be you'll be in tune with all the great guests that we have here on the show. We also heard the track Dr. Feelgood, done by Chrissi, originally done by Aretha Franklin on the 1967 album I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You. Chrissi, you can see her live next week right here in the Hudson Valley, Friday night, June 7th at the Falcon in Marlborough, bringing a extraordinary group of musicians with her live at thefalcon.com. You just need to make reservations because there's never tickets sold for the Falcon. So just make a reservation or give them a call and check out their great lineup of music. And we're nearing the end of the show. So what we do now is musical happenings, and we list some of our area venues in alphabetical order in the hopes that you go support live music, the great venues, and the amazing artists that come through them. Let's start off with the Bardavon and UPAC. Tickets and info, bardavon.org. June 2nd, Michael Carbonaro. June 14, Bela Fleck, Edgar Meyer, and Zakir Hussein, Rakesh Chowrazia. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, bearsvilletheater.com. Grand reopening June 1 with Don Was. June 8th, The Best of the 80s with Dizzy Fish. June 14th and 15th, Guster. Bethel Woods Center for the Arts and info at bethelwoods.org. June 7, Warren Haynes Band. June 14, John Fogerty. June 16, Roger Daltrey. Caramore in Katona, also at caramore.org. June 16, Charles Turner and Uptown Swing. June 22nd, Jazz at Lincoln Center featuring Wynton Marsalis. Uncle Chief and Brewster and unclechief.com. Thursday, East Coast Meeting. Friday, Richard Barada. Saturday, Will Bernard and Henry Hayes Fresh Soil. And Sunday, Brazilian Jazz Brunch with Tyler Blanton. City Winery in the Hudson Valley in Montgomery. Info and tickets at info@citywinery.com. Tonight, May 29th, Rob Canillo. Colony in Woodstock and colonywoodstock.com. Tonight, Gratefully Yours. Thursday, no show Thursday. Friday, Sarah Power with Blue Museum. Saturday, Feast of Friends, Doors Tribute. And Sunday, Brown Eyed Women. Every Monday is an open mic. Also, the Colony Beer Garden is open. You can visit their website for more info. The Falcon in Marlborough and liveatthefalcon.com. Tonight, Blues Bingo Night, hosted by Alexis P. Suter. Thursday, Dead Grass. Friday, The Brighton Beat. Saturday, Jesse Harris. And Sunday, Christina Kohler. Fisher Center at Bard College and info at fishercenter.bard.edu. Tickets for Spiegel Tent, Bard Summerscape, and Bard Music Fest now on sale. June 8th, Hudson Valley Chamber Music Circle. June 15, Isidore String Quartet. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown, also at jazzforumarts.org. This Friday and Saturday, 2 shows each night featuring Paquito de Rivera Quintet. The Local in Saugerties. Info and tickets at thelocalsaugerties.com. June 15 and 16, world-renowned player Kahan Kaller. Maverick Concerts in Woodstock, also at maverickconcerts.org. June 15th is their open house. June 22nd, Bookfest Story Slam. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains and thestissingcenter.org. June 2nd, Soulmate Korean Traditional Dance. Tarrytown Music Hall and tarrytownmusichall.org. May 31st, John Hyatt. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday is an open mic. Friday, on the main stage, the Slambovian Circle of Dreams. Saturday, Beacon Songsmiths on the Salon stage. On the main stage, Back to the Garden, 1969. Sunday brunch, East Coast Jazz, and Sunday evening, Lumos at Town Crier. Opus 40 and tickets and info, opus40.org. Tonight, Wednesday night show with Nick Hakim. June 8th, Greg Farley and Bluestone Quarry. Saratoga Jazz Festival at Saratoga Performing Arts Center, June 29 and 30. Tickets and info at spac.org. Featuring Lake Street Dive, Samara Joy, Nora Jones, Terrence Blanchard, Stanley Clark, and many more. Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams' July Jam at Arrowwood Farms in Accord on July 20th, featuring Acoustic Hot Tuna, Jackie Green, The Secret Sisters, and many more. Tickets and info at larryandteresa.com. Whew, and that's what I got, folks. That's what's happening. Some of what's happening. There's a whole heck of a lot more than that, but that's what I got my hands on. So Hope you found something there that might, you know, might interest you, that you go out and see some live music. I'm going to play a track of July Jam, Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams, their new album called All This Time. Let's play the first track. This one's called Desert Island Dreams. 91.3 WVKR.
Sheets, think about war.